poppin', bro? So a subscriber reached out to me and asked me this particular question. So the question the subscriber asked me was that how do I stop overthinking about a girl? And to be real with you, I've been thinking about this one particular girl from my past quite lately. It's something I have managed to decrease, and it doesn't really hurt me anymore. I don't really think about it in like a bad way. She just pops into my head and I'm just go like, okay, move on with the rest of the day. It's not really a bad thing anymore. I don't see it as a bad thing. It's just kind of like a lesson, a reminder, and just like move on with life. And now I know it can be a struggle, it can really hurt, and some days I notice that I'm hurting as well by thinking about her. In this video I kind of want to address and show you how I sort of got over her and came to terms, just accepted what's happened. But one thing I want to make clear is that I'm still going through this. I'm not that I've completely forgotten about her. I still think of her, I still remember the memories and everything, but the emotions that come with it are minute, they're like minuscule. I don't feel no negative emotions anymore. The negative emotions I felt from thinking about her way back then, they're gone. Most of them are gone. And I quickly want to address this because a lot of guys go through it. Some people even live their entire lives, maybe late 30s, 40s even, and they still aren't over this one particular girl. And I've been with a few girls since her, quite a few girls since her. Still, the only girl I do find myself thinking about again quite often is her. So I believe I've made a list here of the topics I want to cover. There we go. So a bit of a backstory. This video is going to get a little personal, and I don't mind. I don't really mind doing that. It helps me give some solid ideas that people don't really fucking talk about. This happened to me about just over a year ago. First ever girlfriend. I was her first ever boyfriend. Your first ever girlfriend is going to be someone you remember for a long time. Someone you remember for the rest of your life, actually. Someone that's very close to you, even if you don't really talk to each other anymore. And that's okay. That's normal. But even if she wasn't your first or anything, if you still think about her, I really do think these things that I've done will really help you. One thing you need to do after the breakup and after everything's done and dusted, you need to stop stalking her. You need to stop looking at her stories, her profile, her Instagram, her Snapchat, whatever the apps we have now. Just stop looking at it, TikTok, whatever. Just stop looking at her stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I did make the right decision upon the breakup time that I stopped using social media much because I didn't want to see her. It made me upset and anxiety and all that crap. I can remember one incident where I believe this was a few months after the breakup, but I was just sitting there waiting for the bus at the bus stop, and I had my phone and I saw that she had changed her profile picture. She was liking these dudes' pictures, and you get that, I know you know what I'm talking about, but you get that gut punching feeling, that like stabbing feeling in your chest. You know what I'm talking about, right? That feeling, it hits, man. It hits. I remember that feeling quite well. I don't wish that on any man, but at the same time, I wish it on every single man, every single person who wants to get strong, because that is so necessary for you to develop. But I'm going off again. What you need to do is remove her on social media, because after you've broken up, you're not really going to run into each other as much. Even in high school, you're going to tend to avoid each other unless you're trying to like piss each other off. You're not going to see her anywhere else except bumping into her, but even then, what you need to do is remove her on social media, because that's the only time you're ever going to see her. And what is the point of seeing her? It's just going to bring in negative emotions. It's going to bring up negativity, and you don't need that in your life, okay? Stop making yourself suffer. So remove her. Don't block her. I didn't block mine. We ended on decent terms as far as I know. We ended on relatively positive terms, so I didn't really have a need to block her completely. I recommend you mute them. You don't see their stuff. They're just like hidden, like buried in social media for you. Just do something like that. If you want to block her, if it ended in a bad way, just block her 100%. If it really does hurt you, just block her, finish, then you'll never see her again. If that works for you, do that. A lot of our cases where it didn't really end on a bad note, you can just mute it and move on. I say move on, but here we are. So now that you've removed her on social media, what you need to do, this is where things get deep, and this is where the healing process really begins. What you need to do is you need to go and hang out with people that have been there since day one. Now don't fucking leave the video, okay? This will really help you, because you are right now hurting over a girl who's been with you the X amount of time, but there are people in your life who have been with you for way longer. In my life, the oldest friend I have was from when I was 11 years old. I used to travel a lot as a kid, so I didn't have friends since like kindergarten. My oldest friend was from when I was 12 years old, not 11. 12. That was a long time ago now. Since I was 12 years old. Just knowing the fact that I have people in my life from that long ago, and they're like ride or die motherfuckers. So they've been there since day one with me. It really reminds you that there's people out there who really do care about you. And instead of hurting over something that's gone, you can focus on things you have and amazing things you're refusing to look at, things you are neglecting. So I really do suggest you go and hit up your boys, your close homies that you've known for a long time, and be like, yo bro, this has happened, that has happened. Let's hang out. Let's just do something. Go to the amusement park, go to the mall, go to paintball, do something. With these guys, you hang out and then you will finally remember what it's like to have companionship. This could even be your cousins, your brother, your parents even. They've been with you since the second you were born. Cherish your time with them. Appreciate them before searching for validation and relationships in other places. The final one, now this one gets even more deeper and philosophical. What's worked for me was that I couldn't stop myself from thinking about her. I couldn't stop myself, my mind from, oh, you're thinking about her, this and that. So what I did was, instead of thinking about the negative, the breakup, the heartache, the pain, the all that crap from the relationship, I shifted my mind to think about all the good emotions, all the cute couple moments that we spent together at some point early during the relationship. I remember we went on this perfect date where it was my first ever date with a girl. It was hers as well. We went out on a really sunny day. It was that odd time of the year. It wasn't even meant to be sunny. It was literally like snowing the week after that and thundering the week before that. But on that day, it was sunny. We went out and ate pancakes and French toast and fruit juice and went into the mall and looked at clothes and everything. Did all these cool things. And these memories are things you need to treasure. Instead of looking at the bad part, the hatred, the jealousy, maybe the cheating, the lies, think about all that. Bro, it's not gonna help you. You're only prolonging your suffering. Instead of looking at the bad shit, look at the good stuff. Of course, learn your lesson from the heartache, the pain. That's 100%. You must do that. But what you need to do, now that you've suffered enough, bro. Stop thinking about that garbage. Look back at the good parts of your relationship. Appreciate that, because you're gonna think about her regardless. You're gonna have memories. She's literally gonna be stuck to your heart for the rest of your life. So you choose what you want to remember. You want to hold on to the fungus, the bad part, or the good part of the apple, the cake. It's really up to you what you choose to think about. So when you do think about her, instead of thinking about the negative emotions, the overthinking, all the negative shit, shift your focus to the good part, the nice memories, the kissing in the high school hallways, whatever it may be, whatever fun stuff you did with her. Put your perspective onto that and just appreciate that, because there's people out there your age, even older, who haven't remotely had that experience. Believe me, I know people like that. They just wish they could have had it. There's a butterfly flying around. There's people out there who have not even had the experience. Heck, they might even die without even getting close to that experience. And it sounds grim. And here you are not appreciating it. So bro, appreciate the relationship you had. Appreciate the good times. Because I can guarantee not all of it was negative. I'm sure at the beginning everything was nice. For me, a lot of it was nice. So I like to think about all the good parts and just fucking think about it. When my mind does drift off into that part, think about the good stuff, be grateful for it, and fucking move on with the rest of my life. Because bro, you're gonna meet more girls. If someone did you dirty, someone did you wrong, fine, it's cool, let them go. Appreciate, thank you for coming into my life. It's really up here. Everything comes back here, bro. All your problems, all your overthinking, all the situation you put yourself in, you suffer more here than in the real world. That's a stoic quote right there. You suffer more in your mind, so you choose what you think about. I'm not saying force yourself to not think about her, but when you do think of her, have nice thoughts about her, have the appreciative thoughts about her. Forget what happened to her after that. Forget the negative memories, forget all the negative shit, forget all the doubts, all the confusion, all the things you heard after you broke up. That does nothing for nobody. It really doesn't do nothing for nobody. I could go and find out and talk to people like, oh yeah, well, what do it doesn't help nobody. It doesn't do anything for anyone. Ignorance is really bliss in this department, where you just be like, okay, fine, it didn't end well, it didn't end on a good note, but we had some amazing times together, we spent some amazing things together, we said amazing things to each other, and that is the truth. I'm not bullshitting here. I'm sure it's with you as well. So instead of looking at the bad things, I know right now you're refusing to look at the good parts of it, because we tend to remember negative things more than the positive things. Let's say you were on the street walking around wearing a new outfit and 50 people came up to you and said, oh bro, that looks really good, that looks really good, that looks really good, in one year and out the other, because you know it looks good, people are affirming that it looks good, but then suddenly this one asshole comes and goes like, the outfit looks garbage. You're gonna be like, what the fuck, what? It's that kind of thing. We tend to hold on to the negative stuff. Replace that with the good memories, because deep down you'd rather feel good about the good memories. I don't have no clue why our brains are hooked up in this way for us to think about the negative shit instead of the good stuff. Don't be upset that, oh my god, it's over, I don't get to have the good memories with her anymore. Don't think that way. Be grateful that you had them, because not many people will have had them, and there are people who will live their entire lives without even getting close to what you had. So I know that sounds grim, that sounds very evil and disturbing, but it's not. It's to put in perspective and be grateful for what you've had and actually appreciate it. So bro, I really hope this video helps. These tips have helped me. Of course, it took a long time, long time, but now I'm at a point where I don't really hurt over her anymore. I can just think about it and be like, we had a good time together. If negative emotions do come, I can be like, learn my lesson, learned what I had to. I've grown so much since then, and if I had the option to not talk to her that day, or not go on a date with her, or not accept her in my life, then I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't have learned these lessons. I wouldn't have evolved and adapted in a certain way. So be grateful. Everything happens for you and not to you, okay? Nothing happens to you. Everything happens for you. So take it as a win. Take it as something that's gonna push you further in life, okay? With that being said, if you have any more questions, anything specific, feel free to message me. Actually, I encourage you to message me. I love that shit. I love talking to you guys. Any video recommendations, drop them below. Again, message me if you want. And with that being said, I will catch you all in the next video. Peace out. And by the way, thank you for all the new subscribers.